Hello everyone. In our lesson number 5, separation of substances, we have studied different methods of separation. In that, we have studied sedimentation, decantation, and filtration in our last videos. So today we are going to see another method of separation, that is evaporation. So you can see in the textbook there it is given what is evaporation. Now see the slides shown on this PPT. You see in the first slide, you can observe water is kept for boiling. When water boils, vapors are formed. You have seen, or you can do this at home to observe how vapors are formed there. And the process of conversion of water into its vapor is called evaporation. So evaporation is nothing but when we keep boiling water, we get a vapors. Now see the another slide. The process of conversion of vapor into water is called condensation. Okay, now in the textbook you can see two highlighted words are there. First we can see evaporation and we see the activity given here. So one by one we'll do there. Heat a beaker containing some water, allow the water to boil. If you continue heating, would the water turn into steam? So just now I told you vapors are formed, steam is produced there and disappear completely. Now add 2 spoons of salt to water in another beaker and stir it well. Do you see any change in the color of water? Can you see any salt in the beaker? After stirring, what happens? Actually, salt when we add, it dissolves completely into the water. So we can't see that. Can you see any salt in the beaker after stirring? Heat the beaker containing the salt water. Let the water boil away what is left in the beaker. In this activity, we use the process of evaporation to separate a mixture of water and salt. Now, we have seen the first step. When we start boiling, evaporation occurs. Vapor is formed there. Water is converted into vapor. The process of conversion of water into its vapor is called evaporation. The process of evaporation takes place continuously when water is present. Yes, we can say that until now the water is present in the beaker, the evaporation process will take place there. Where do you think salt comes from? Now you know salt is obtained from seawater because seawater contains more amount of salt. Seawater contains many salt mixed in it. One of these salt is the common salt, whatever we eat, that is the common salt. When seawater is allowed to stand in a shallow pits, water gets heated by sunlight and slowly turns into water vapor. Now see this picture, you will understand how seawater is formed. Salt separation from seawater. There are pits. Pits means small खड्ड्यांसारखं बनवलं जातं. In that pits water is poured and it is allowed to rest in the sunlight. Okay, then salt is produced. You can see in the another picture how salt is produced through evaporation method. In a few days the water evaporates completely, leaving behind the solid salts. Common salt is then obtained from the mixture of salts by further purification. Now whatever salt we eat, see the food we use, that salt is after purified and then it comes to us. Now use of more than one method of separation, that we'll see now. We have studied some methods for separation of substances from their mixtures. Often one method is not sufficient to separate the different substances present in a mixture. In such a situation, we need to use more than one of these methods. Now see here in your textbook, we'll see activity 7. Take a mixture of sand and salt. How will we separate these? We already saw that hand picking would not be practical method for separating these. Keep this mixture in a beaker and add some water to it. Leave the beaker aside for some time. Do you see the sand settling down at the bottom? Yes, we can see because we have studied sedimentation, decantation. This occurs there. The sand can be separated by decantation or filtration. What does the decanted liquid contain? Do you think this water contains the salt which was there in the mixture at the beginning? Now we need to separate salt. Now we are going to separate whatever for whilst evaporation. We have seen we have added salt in the water, dissolved the salt in water, and we started boiling. We saw the vapors on it. Now we have to separate that salt from the water. Transfer this liquid to kettle and close its lid. Heat the kettle for some time. Do you notice steam coming out from the spout of the kettle? Now we have seen this picture, first picture, how it occurs. Now see this picture. That water which contains salt, salty water, we started boiling, evaporation occurs. Then we have kept a metal plate with some ice on it. Hold the plate just above the spout of kettle as shown in figure. What do you observe? Let all the water in the kettle boil off. When the steam comes out in contact with the metal plate which is cooled, it condenses and forms liquid water. Now you can see drops of water are falling down in another beaker from the plate. This process is called condensation. Okay, it condenses and forms liquid water. The water drops that you observe falling from the plate were due to condensation of steam. The process of conversion of water vapor into its liquid form is called condensation. Now this process is called condensation. You can see in the another picture. Salty water, from that mixture we have obtained salt and water. And what is the boiling point of it? Boiling point is a temperature at which the liquid substance get converted into vapor form. Okay, the boiling point is also shown there, 100 degrees Celsius. Now we'll see further. Did you ever see water drops condensed under a plate that has been used to cover a vessel containing milk that has just been boiled? After all the water has evaporated, what is left behind in the kettle? We have thus separated salt and sand water using process of decantation, filtration, evaporation and condensation. Paheli faced a problem while recovering salt mixed with sand. She has mixed a packet of salt in a small amount of sand. She then tried the method suggested in activity 7 to recover the salt. She found, however, that she could recover only a small part of the salt that she had taken. What could have gone wrong? Now these 2-3 activities we are going to see for the next videos. For today, now what that Paheli has faced, no, that we'll discuss in the next video. For today you have studied about evaporation and condensation and how salt is obtained from the seawater. Okay, now you have to remember what is the definition of evaporation, what is condensation, and how the process of evaporation and condensation occurs. So for today we'll stop here. Thank you.